Hi everyone, and welcome to today's Let's Learn. Today we are going to talk about astronauts. A little girl who had a dream of going to be an astronaut, to fly up in a rocket ship, and she actually ended up doing it. So I'm asking you today, what have you dreamed about being? I know you're young. You could be a fireman, you could be a doctor, a nurse, a teacher, a scientist, anything you want to be. But this little girl told her teacher, I'm going to be an astronaut. She did. So to become an astronaut, I found an astronaut's handbook, and it gives a lot of information on things you need to know. You need to be good in math. You need to be good in science. I found some pictures. If you put your spacesuit on, you go into the water, it gives you the feeling of floating with that heavy suit on. When you get inside the rocket ship, you're floating. It's called no gravity. Gravity is what keeps our feet on the ground. There's no gravity in your spaceship, so you're floating everywhere. Kind of spaceship you might be going on. And of course, maybe you've seen this if you've ever been to the Science Center. There's some space food. There's Oreo ice cream, and there is different types of ice cream. So that is what, and you need to study hard. You need to exercise really hard. Have to be very strong to become an astronaut. So let's start by saying, astronaut, astronaut, what do you see? I see a rocket ship looking at me. Rocket ship, what do you see? I see the moon, right? The moon looking at me. The moon, what do you see? I see a shooting star looking at me. Shooting star, what do you see? What is that? It's an alien. I see an alien looking at me. Alien, what do you see? I see the whole galaxy. This is all of space looking at me. Well, while we're up in space, we might see those aliens. We might see 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 5 little men in flying saucers flew around the earth one day. They looked left, they looked right, but they didn't see the sights. So one man flew away. And how many do we have left? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 little men in flying saucers flew around the earth one day. They looked left, they looked right, but they didn't see the sights. So one man flew away. So what are we left with? 1, 2, 3 little men in flying saucers flew around the earth one day. They looked left, they looked right, but they didn't see the sights. So one man flew away. We're left with 1, 2. 2 little men in flying saucers flew around the earth one day. They looked left, they looked right, but they didn't see the sights. So one man flew away. And 1 little man in his flying saucer flew around the earth one day. He looked left, he looked right, he didn't see the sights. So that little man flew away. All flew away. So let's get to our story. I told you we would be reading about a girl who had dreams of becoming an astronaut. And her name is Mae. Her full name is Mae Jemison, but the book is called Mae Among the Stars, and it is written by Rhoda Ahmed. So there she is, out in space. There's her rocket. There's the Earth. There she is, dreaming about being in space as a little girl. So here she is. It says, little Mae was a dreamer. They say that daydreamers never succeed, but little Mae was different. One day, Mae was working on an assignment for school about what she wanted to be when she grew up. What will you tell them, Mae? I will tell them I want to see the Earth. This is Earth, Mae, her mother said. The flowers, the grass, the forest, and the mountains. We live on Earth. I know, but I want to see Earth from out there, up in the sky. There's an amazing plan, little Mae. Then you have to become an astronaut. That way you can see Earth from space. Astronaut? Do you think I could do that? What do you think? Could you be an astronaut? I bet you can. Of course you can. If you can dream it, if you believe it and work hard for it, anything is possible. So her mom's convincing her to study hard. You can become that astronaut. Mae asked her mom to take her to the library. She searched for books about space and astronauts. I have a few books back here about space, astronauts, the planets. After dinner, Mae drew pictures of space, and she even made her own astronaut costume out of old orange curtains and cardboard boxes. There's her rocket ship. There's her spacesuit. Later, she asked her dad, but how do I become an astronaut? It seems impossible. You will find your way, Mae, because if you dream it, believe in it, and work hard for it, anything is possible. But space is so far away. It's closer than you think, little Mae, and you may get there sooner than you think. Do you know what this is called? It's called a telescope. It makes things look closer. When you look into it, it magnifies, it makes things look closer. As she's looking out into space, that's how you can see the planets. That night, Mae had a happy dream. She was dancing in space. There she is, dancing in space, surrounded by billions of sparkling stars. Below, she could see Earth floating and turning like a shining crystal ball. Can you see? Well, here she is actually sleeping in bed. Here's her dream over here. Here's where we live. That's our planet Earth. There's a rocket ship, and there she is dancing in space. The next morning, Mae told her parents about her dream. She wanted to tell everyone, and every time she talked about it, her eyes would light up. She was so excited about talking about her dream of being the astronaut. So here she is in school. In the classroom, Miss Bell told everyone to stand in a line on the rug. Today, we are going to share our dreams about the future. What do you want to be? And what do you want to do when you grow up? Who wants to go first? This boy says he wants to be a firefighter. She wants to be a teacher. He says a football player. She wants to be a mom. I want to go to space. I want to be an astronaut. what do you think they thought? All the kids started laughing. Miss Bell asked Mae, are you sure you don't want to be a nurse? Nursing would be a good profession for someone like you. Took their nurse's hat on. They already have her ready to be the nurse. I don't want to be a nurse. I want to be an astronaut. She knows exactly what she wants to be. But Mae felt very disappointed. On her way home from school, Mae was quiet. She looked out the car window. Her world turned blue and cold. Nothing was the way it used to be. At home, Mae started crying. Miss Bell said, I can't become an astronaut. Well, what a silly thing to say, said her mother. She told me I should be a nurse instead. Mom wiped away her tears. My dear Mae, I hope you didn't believe her. Of course I believed her. She's my teacher. I'm sorry Miss Bell didn't encourage you, but she can't stop you. No one can stop you. Follow your dream, Mae, and go to space. So her mom believes in her, even if the teacher doesn't. Thank you, Mom. I promise you when I get to space, I will wave to you and Dad from my spaceship. There she is. And how happy she is, how proud she is. She's ready. Her mom took her hand and they started dancing. No one, you must always repeat to yourself, if I can dream it, if I can believe it, and if I work hard for it, anything is possible. And look at this. Mae went on dreaming, believing, and working really hard. And guess what? She went to space and she did wave to her mom and dad on Earth. So there she is, Mae the astronaut. And I believe, I thought we had a picture of her, but we don't. But, so remember, if you can dream it and believe it, work hard at it, you can be anything you want to be. So we're going to end with a tune to Itsy Bitsy Spider, and it's called Climb Aboard the Spaceship. So we're, climb aboard the spaceship, we're going to the moon. Hurry and get ready, we're going to blast off soon. Put on your helmets and buckle up real tight. Here comes the countdown, let's count with all your might. We're going to start with 10. Are we ready? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Blast off! All right. Well, thanks so much for joining me today. I hope you had a lot of fun, and we'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.